Republicans are trying to get someone hurt, maybe someone killed. I don't think that is hyperbole. It's not exaggeration. It's not for headlines. It's not for clicks. We have witnessed the Republican Party demonize people of other races, of other ethnicities, of other political views, and we've witnessed that culminate into violence. We've witnessed the Republican Party, Donald Trump on down, foment violence against political opponents. The insurrection. We've seen several murderous rampages taking place all across the country in synagogues, in churches, in communities, in grocery stores, of people who were inspired by the violent rhetoric and racism and hatred and venom of Republicans. The Pittsburgh shooting, Poway Synagogue in California, Christchurch in New Zealand, that's not even the United States. And that person quoted American conservatives in his screed, which he used to justify his killings. And it's happening now again. And it continues to happen, except this time they're saying, this is the new thing that happened yesterday, is that the DOJ was plotting, conspiring to assassinate Donald Trump. Because FBI agents, armed FBI agents, showed up at the raid to confiscate the illegally possessed materials, highly sensitive confidential materials that Donald Trump possessed. When they went to get them, after Donald Trump refused to turn them over, materials that were not his, they had guns because they're FBI agents. And if something goes down, their rules of engagement would be to return fire or deal with it as law enforcement does. But the right wants to make you think that this was an assassination attempt. And to get back to the violent angle, if the unwashed, low information idiots in the Republican Party who already are willing to insurrect the Capitol, to overturn a free and fair election and try to overthrow the government in service to that goal, if they believe that their dear leader is under threat of assassination, what do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're willing to do for Donald Trump? They will lay down their freedom and go to jail for him. Do you not think they would harm President Biden or any other person? I myself get death threats. There's an active investigation with both the FBI and the Metropolitan DC Police Department right now about the death threat that I talked about just a few weeks ago. And I'm just a goof on YouTube. Imagine being someone who actually has power in our system who's a Democrat. Let me play this clip of Steve Bannon going just ham talking about this. And then I'm going to read a post from Donald Trump and some from Marjorie Taylor Greene where they are trying to whip the base into a violent frenzy to take care of the thing they don't want to do themselves, but they desperately want done, and that is for Democrat blood to be spilled. Not hyperbole. Watch Steve Bannon.
Mike, what is Jim Jordan and Mike Johnson need? You should start impeachment proceedings just on that. They authorized deadly force. They had a medic. They had a plan to triage the wounded. They had a trauma center 18 miles away and a map. This was an attempted assassination attempt on Donald John Trump or people associated with him. They wanted a gunfight. They brought they had use of deadly force authorized by the director of the FBI and Merrick Garland. They brought a medic, a combat medic. They had a triage plan for the injured, and they had a trauma center. What more do we need? Good God in heaven, what more? President Trump just truthed it out when he walks out the courtroom. What more do we need to shut this down? What is it going to take? Are we going to send a sharply worded letter, Mike Davis? Is that what? Look at what the evidence is. The judge has known this. She's pleading for help. That's what she's got this trial of Jack Smith on the 27th, 28th, and 29th of June. Sir, how can we, if we tolerate this, we're tolerating the end of this republic, sir.
How are we going to deal with this? Are we going to send them a sharply worded letter? No. We need action. That's what he's calling for here. And look, I'm tired of giving Republicans the benefit of the doubt about this particular matter, especially violence, because we've seen what they're capable of. We see what culminates from their paranoia and their lies. We have seen violence. Donald Trump, the tweet or the post that Steve Bannon was just referring to, he posted this at 5:21 p.m. yesterday. Wow, I just came out of the Biden witch hunt trial in Manhattan, the icebox, and was shown reports. I'm going to forego pointing out his idiocy and lack of his lack of fluency, his lack of, here I am not being fluent in my own native tongue, his lack of ability to understand or speak the language properly, certainly write it with his capitalized letter, so we'll just go. And was shown reports that crooked Joe Biden's DOJ and their illegal and unconstitutional raid of Mar-a-Lago authorized the FBI to use deadly and lethal force. Now we know for sure that Joe Biden is a serious threat to democracy. He is mentally unfit to hold office. 25th Amendment, he says. So the former president, who has a Svengali-like hold and of some hypnotic trance of 35% of America, is making this claim. Steve Bannon, his emissary, is making this claim. Marjorie Taylor Greene followed it up, bragging, I'm the one who told him this. Look at me. Donald Trump, I'm doing good things too. She tweeted this, I made sure that he knew the Biden DOJ and FBI were planning to assassinate President Trump and gave the green light. Does everyone get it yet? What are Republicans going to do about it? I tried to oust our speaker who funded Biden's DOJ and FBI, but Democrats stopped it. Republicans also stopped it. They're claiming that Joe Biden was planning to assassinate Donald Trump, which is strange because given the arguments that we just talked about just weeks ago in the Supreme Court, Donald Trump believes, they argued before the Supreme Court, that the President of the United States has absolute immunity. So what's the problem here? If Joe Biden was just utilizing the powers granted him by the Constitution and the office President of the United States, what's the problem? It's because they don't believe that. She also tweeted this. This is grounds for impeachment of Wray and Garland. Trump and team was cooperating the entire time with the FBI. Was deadly force authorized against Biden for his docs? Were they going to shoot Secret Service, then President Trump, Melania, and Barron too? Speaker Mike Johnson fully funded the DOJ and FBI, plus new building, and tied our hands behind our backs to hold them accountable. We have the power of the purse, and Johnson has handed the purse to Chuck Schumer. All of this is unforgivable. Before this is all over, someone's going to get hurt. Before this is all over, a Donald Trump fan, a devotee, a cult member is going to take matters into their own hands, feeling like it is their duty because nothing else is being done, and all that's left to do is write a tersely worded letter or whatever Steve Bannon said. And they will be to blame. They will have blood on their hands. They will have fomented violence with their wild, unsubstantiated, idiotic conspiracy theories. You have Steve Bannon and Marjorie Taylor Greene literally saying that they're planning to assassinate Donald Trump. Donald Trump wasn't even there. I should have said that at the top. He wasn't even there. They planned the raid. They planned the operation when he wasn't there. There was no plan to assassinate anybody. Idiots. Anyway, what do you think? Every day I'm getting more and more, more and more. Leave a comment below. You can also leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can also email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. Make sure you're subscribed. I am knocking on the door of 650,000 subscribers. After that, obviously 700,000. Wow. Amazing. If you want to help support this work, I would encourage that. I would ask you to consider it. You can click the join button below for $2 a month. Become a channel member on YouTube. Go over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Same deal there. $1.99 a month. Become a patron on Patreon. Doesn't just support the podcast. Absolutely helps support making these videos here. I would appreciate it very much. Follow me on social media if that's your thing. And I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.